Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. This is Minister Ginger London. Thank you so much for joining me on this morning. I am glad that you are here. Thank you so much for joining this morning. Come on in as we wait. All right. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. This is Minister Ginger London. Thank you so much for joining me on this morning. Good morning. So as you come in, we're going to go ahead and get started because I know, your time is very valuable. And so I want to make absolutely sure that we spend a few minutes together, a few good minutes, if you will, together. This morning, I want to talk to you about the upcoming life coach training virtual intensive and how you can become a part of that and register and get equipped to or learn about coaching so that you can go a little bit further so that you can help people during these unprecedented times. You know, our voice is powerful as believers, and we need to make absolutely sure that we're in place, for God to use us to help others. And so I want you in just a few moments, we'll go ahead and get started with the presentation, give people just a few minutes to log in and log on. And got my tablets and my phone over here and the tablet on the other side, to see all these different platforms. But we'll spend a good 15 to 20 minutes together, go through it with you so you can be really crystal clear about what's going to happen August the 26th through the 29th. So give me just a moment and then I'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more. All right, everybody. As you know, the scripture says in in the book of James, chapter 1, verse 17, it talks to us about every good and perfect gift comes from above. And so I want to encourage you to really get to the place where you understand that you've been gifted to do greater works in the earth. And a part of doing those greater works is aligning yourself with understanding what's going on in these times that we live in right now. In the Old Testament, the men of Issachar were wise because they understood the times. What times? The times that they were living in, their culture, what was going on at that time. Not just understood the time, but they understood it to know how to govern the people, right? They knew how to help the people. And so it's important that we as believers understand what's going on in the earth right now. And based on what is going on in the earth right now, how can we, how can God use us to help people who need our help and to help those who need to move forward in life? We've always done this in ministry. This is not new to us in ministry. Um, we may not have necessarily always used the term life coaching or coaching in any respect, but it is something that has been added to the ministries of the church, and that was done years ago, not just now because of the pandemic, but it was added many years ago. But now it's coming to the forefront because people need help, right? And we've always helped people, we've always serviced people in the body of Christ. But it's important for us to know how can we serve them today, still being in line with the truth of the Word of God and being in line with what God has called you to do and what your purpose in the earth is. How can you help people move and navigate their lives during this pandemic, during this unprecedented times? Everybody knows what we're going through. Every may not understand every aspect of it, every component of it, but one thing is true: almost everybody's going to need help. So whether that person is stuck in where they are, or where they're actually just moving forward, using this as an opportunity to move forward. You know, maybe they want to launch a career, as a professional entrepreneur, rather, or maybe they want to go to the next level in their career for the company that they work for. How can you help them to actually be able to do that in a way that is productive for them and that they can actually benefit from it? You have people who are grieving. The grief is a different way. This is not a normal grieving when your loved one has died in the hospital and you were not able to be there at all during the entire time that they were in the hospital. So how can you help them as a grief recovery coach or a grief coach, life coach? How can you help that person? How can you help the person who, maybe is going back to their job and it's limited staff now. And so now they have to take on more responsibility and they're feeling overwhelmed and don't know what the future holds. I was, just talking to someone when the pandemic hit that, they started to fall all to pieces, because they couldn't go to work. Right. So how do you come in as a coach, a life coach, as a minister of the word, and actually help people navigate their lives during these times that we're living in right now? So I want to just talk a little bit about the program that I have coming up. And I know it'll be a blessing to your life. And so we'll talk about the virtual life coach training, virtual intensive. It's going to be a 4-day virtual coaching intensive where you'll learn proven coaching strategies and models, and you're going to gain knowledge and learn techniques of coaching that helps bring transformation into the lives of others. And transformation for us in the body of Christ is very important, right? Because the Word of God tells us to be renewed by the transforming, right? Be renewed in our minds by our transformation, right? And being transformed by renewing our minds. And so it's important that we understand the transformation process. If we're going to help people, we need to know what it is that they're supposed to be going through. What is that process? What does it look like? It's not just me telling you to go and pray. It's not just me telling you, go be fruitful and multiply, enjoy the fruit of your labors, I'll be happy, be a happy person. It goes a little deeper than that. It's way deeper than that. So what does that transformation look like when a person's mind is renewed, when their thinking is changed, and not just change, but internalized, so they can actually begin to live out what they're actually thinking? And so during the intensive, we're going to look at discover, develop, and deliver your greatest potential as a life coach to help others, right? Discover, develop, and deliver. And if you've heard me teach before, these are 3 main pillars of what I've been teaching on for years, right? Discover what it is that you're supposed to be doing. Develop it because you don't just know it because you said yes to it. And then deliver it. Deliver it to the people that you are assigned to, because we cannot service everyone. But the people that you are assigned to, it is your responsibility to know who they are. It's their responsibility to be able to connect with you, saying, you have the answer to my question. You have the solution to my problem. I need to hear what you're saying. But they can't hear you if you're not saying anything. They don't know that you're the one until you say something about what it is that you're called to do. So let's look at it just briefly, just for a moment, when we talk about discover as a coach. And so what does that actually mean when I say discover as a coach? And when for if you're looking for your purpose, and or maybe you're trying to more define it even more, really kind of get a grip on it so that you can function in the earth with actually what you're supposed to be doing. When I say the discover, I'm talking about the whole, the mind, the body, and the spirit of a life coach, not just a part of who you are, but all of your entire being, right? You have to understand yourself and your created purpose. You'll be answering the question, who am I? A lot of times when we answer that question, we tell people what we do, but we don't tell people who we are. So in order to know how you're going to help people, you first have to be really crystal clear about who you are. And can you, what is it that you know about yourself? Can you help yourself? You're going to be examining your relationship with God and your relationship with yourself. How do you view yourself? How does transformation happen in the lives of people? And how to self-coach your own personal transformation before coaching others in their transformation? That's important. How are you going to do that? when we talk about your relationship with discovering who you are in the body of Christ. So that's discover. And then when you talk about develop, what is that transformation that's going to occur in the lives of the people that you're going to serve? So the transformational life coach, you're a guide, right? You're not going to do the transformation for them. Their transformation can't happen in your life, but you can guide them through the transformation that they desire uh, to experience. So you have to understand the assignment to coach, right? What is that assignment? And coaching has taken on a different look, in 2020 and just a few years ago. If you've been following life coaching for a minute, or any type of coaching, executive coaching, we people have been trained to say, you have everything in you already. You got the answers yourself. The answers are within you, and that may be true to some degree, but a large degree, as you're going to find out as a result of what we're going through right now, a lot of people don't have the answers themselves, and they don't have uh, um, what they need to know on the inside of them. Some of what they need to know, a lot of what they need to know, is going to come from the outside. Somebody telling them what they need to know. You don't know what you don't know. So if you don't know it, it's not in you, right? So I can't tell you to go inside of yourself to find something that's not there, right? So coaching has changed, right? So we'll be answering the questions as you look at yourself. What am I called to do with life coaching, right? What am I called to do with that? If I can't define what that is, and how am I going to serve someone? And then how can I navigate my clients' transformation, right? How can I navigate them changing in life? How can I navigate them through the grieving process because they lost a loved one during this pandemic? How can I navigate them in their career change because their company didn't open back up, but now they have to go and maybe venture into a new type of career that they've never experienced before? So how can I help my client navigate into that new professional career? How can I help my client navigate to launching out and starting their own business as a result of these times that we live in, because they need income coming in? So now what they put off for years, now they got to step out and really do it if they're going to take care of themselves or take care of themselves and their family. You'll learn how to choose the right coaching model based on your gifts, your talents, so that you can take your client through the right transformation process, right? What is comfortable for you? They're like different models of the transformation process, but based on your gifts, based on your talents, what's comfortable for you when you're helping someone? What model works best for you? Is it the growth model? Is the clear model? And you'll learn more about that. What model is easy for you to navigate through as you take a person through a coaching process that will move them forward in life and help them to gain momentum and to do better, to launch out, move forward, whatever it is that they need to do. You'll learn about the dynamics of coaching. How does coaching work? How does this go? What is the process that I'm taking a person through when they come on a Zoom call, when they come on a conference call with me? They do a video call. What is that process like? What are the dynamics? How does the coaching move forward in that conversation? How does that look? And then you'll learn about conversations and how they impact the transformation process for your client, right? Because everything that brings change in a person's life is going to come through conversation. Right? You ever talk to a friend and they had an aha moment? It was through a conversation. You may have had to go a little bit further than you had planned to go, because sometimes people just don't get it, right off. But as you guide them through that conversation, as you navigate them through the conversation that you're having with them, you start seeing that expression change. You start seeing that light bulb moment come on, and you start seeing them get the aha that you want them to get. So even talking to family and friends, if you play it back in your mind, you can find some conversations that you've had with someone that when the conversation was over, they got from you exactly what they needed to make either decisions in life or to move forward. What's the next step for them? They got what they needed. So conversations are the most important element of the coaching process. What does that conversation look like? How do you have your conversations? How should you be having your conversations as a coach to make a difference in the person's life? So when we talk about deliver, I'm talking to you about your coaching business. When I talk about it in ministry, I'm talking about it, and I can make it the same here. I'm talking about the marketplace, really, per se, the market. And the market is the place that demands the goods, and marketing is how you get the goods to the market. So the question in this process here, and where I'm going to be talking about, is the power to create wealth. How do you create this coaching business, whatever type of coaching you're going to do? How's it going to generate wealth for you? How's it going to generate income? How's your gift going to make room for you? So the questions that we're going to answer is, how do I build it? Where do I take it? And how do I get it there? How do I build this coaching business, right? And once it's built, where do I take it? Who am I assigned to? Because I'm not going to coach everybody, right? Not going to coach everybody. So, and then how do I get it there? Where are they? Where do they hang out? How do I get my information into those places so they know that I'm available to help them, right? So I'm going to be talking about enlarging your territory. How do you enlarge your territory, so that you can service the people that you are assigned to service, right? How do you enlarge your territory? How do you get out there in a big way, right? You're going to increase your visibility to the degree in which you want to be known by the people you want to be known by, because you don't want to be known by everybody, because you can't service everybody. But the people that I want to know me, those are the people that I need to get in front of. So you're going to learn how to monetize your message and your expertise. I tell people all the time, you have a lot of knowledge, you have a lot of expertise. And if you think back over your life, you will find there are times when people have pulled on you, have drained you, have really even exhausted you to at some point, just getting information from you, right? I want to do what you do. Can you teach me? Can you show me? How do you do that? And you spend hours on the phone with somebody, or you spend an hour and a half in a restaurant talking about what you do, how you do it, or they come over, you meet them somewhere, you just spend hours. You can monetize your message, you can monetize your knowledge, your expertise. You just need to take stock of your services, what you have to offer, what are your products, and turn them into irresistible offers, packages, and services. And so we'll talk about that during the 4 days that we'll actually spend together. And so who is the Coach Training Intensive for? If you're someone who enjoys helping others, if you want to, if you get a sense of gratification out of helping others, then this coaching session training is for you, right? If you know that you could be doing more with your life, that you have knowledge that you're not using, and you don't want it to go to waste, if you don't want to go to your grave knowing that you could have done a whole lot more with your life, but you just never stepped out. You just never did anything. Deep on the inside that you are called to help people, that you're called to talk to people, walk them through things that they're going through in life so they can come out on the other side victorious. You know that on your job, you are good at what you do. You're one of the best at what you do, and you can help other people on the job even do better than what they're doing. If you know that you are good, and if you get a sense of gratification out of helping others to become better in life, to do better with their lives, and to use their gifts and talents and abilities to their best abilities, so that they can see a difference in their lives, then this is for you. So becoming a life coach or becoming an executive coach on your job might be something that is right up your alley. It's something that you really want to do and may want to consider doing. So this training will actually be for you. And this training is designed and aimed at equipping aspiring and new coaches with the knowledge that you need and the foundation tools to get started in life coaching, learning the necessary skills needed to be exceptionally effective and efficient as coaches, right? You want to be an efficient life coach, and you want to be effective because you want to see the results. But you want to be efficient because you want to be skillful at what you do and how you do it, right? You don't want to be in the pile with all the other life coaches where you just, all together, there's no unique difference about you. You want there to be a difference about how you coach people. You want your compassion, your expertise. You want your hearing, your listening, the way you see things, how you speak about things, how you understand and internalize what people are saying to you. You want all of that to be different than any other coach. So you want to be efficient at what you do. You want people to refer you and recommend you to others, so they can know exactly how they can connect with you and do really well just by coaching with you. So you want to be exceptionally effective and exceptionally efficient as a coach. And so during the intensive, if you're that person, this intensive training is for you. And so we'll spend 4 days together. On day number 1, we're going to talk about your shift. And what I mean by your shift, when we talk about what your shift is, I'm talking about you, the life coach, the person, right? So we're going to be looking at examining your relationship with God, your relationship with yourself, how you discern uh, your image of yourself, and how you can transform that image if it's a negative one, right? We're going to talk about how to embrace the process of being transformed by the renewing of your mind, by taking a deep dive and going below the surface of who you are, doing an immersion of self-exploration where you really look at who you are, the person, right? Not so much the coach per se, but who are you, the person? We're going to take a deep dive into your operating belief system. What are your core values? What do you believe about people? What do you believe about helping others? What do you believe or know right now about coaching and how that empowers you to do what it is that you want to do? We're going to embrace who you are authentically and genuinely. Who were you created to be? That is what we're going to look at. And we're going to be embracing the whole body entrepreneur, the mind, the body, and the spirit. And we're going to be talking about all of those different elements and how you take care of yourself as a life coach. And it can be applied to your life in general. We're also going to be talking about on day 2, your work. That's the work that you're going to do. So on day 2 is a very special day. We'll spend about 3 hours together on day 2, and we're going to be talking about ditching everything that brings you down and everyone that gets in the way of you being successful. You're going to learn how to really just pick the right people to be in your inner circle and who they are. You're going to get rid of those bad habits that get in the way. You're going to learn how to set boundaries around your life. You know how to deal with the guilt of sticking up for yourself. You know, a lot of times people pull on us, right? They want us to help them, but they don't want to pay. You know, they want us to do something for them, but they don't want to pay. And sometimes we feel guilty when we stick up for ourselves and say, no, I can't do that for free for you, right? We feel guilty and we end up doing it anyway. So you'll learn how to set boundaries around your life. You'll learn how to count your blessings on day 2, how to count your blessings, how to literally look at what you have right now in your life, what's going on, how to be thankful for it, and then how to put practical actions in place so that you can have an attitude of gratitude every day of your life. On day 2 is special because we won't be spending the whole day together. So the major part of day 2, you're literally going to be working on yourself. We'll spend some hours together that morning, and then the rest of it, you'll work from home or wherever you are, and you'll do your workbook and your worksheets, and you're going to be working on yourself. Digging deep is personal, it's internal. What is it that you're going to be discovering? Some things about yourself. What are those things that you're discovering? And you're going to make some major decisions about what you need to do to position yourself correctly in order to help people to do better in their lives. And then on day 3, we're going to look at your skills, and we're going to spend time together on day 3 talking about those coaching skills that you need. What's the main goal, right, of coaching? How do you create that plan for coaching? And then for the coaching session, you know, how do you know when you're talking to that person what it is that you're trying to accomplish in that coaching session? How do you set that coaching session up? What is the process of gathering information from that person, right? We're going to look at how you define your responsibility as a coach to your client. And then how do you define the client's responsibility to the coaching process? Because both of you have responsibility. It's not more on one person than it is on the other. You just have to know your rightful places and what it is that you're responsible for. We're also going to look at coaching conversation. Your voice is powerful, right? We'll look at the dynamics of a coaching session and the responsibility of the coach to guide that conversation. So at the end of the conversation, it is a productive conversation. There are some results from you having talked with me for a particular amount of time. You're going to learn how to use the power of your voice to use your words to speak life and spirit to a situation. You'll learn the 5 C's of a diamond coaching conversation and how to use power questions. Your voice is powerful. And if you believe that, and if you know that when you speak, you're speaking spirit and life into somebody else's situation, then you'll use your words wisely, you'll use your voice confidently, and you will know and understand that when somebody engages in a conversation with you, you can be like Philippians 1:6, being confident of this. He that began a good work in you will perform it until the day of Christ. When you open your mouth, you'll know 100% that what you're doing is exactly what you're supposed to be doing in the earth. Then on day 4, when we come together for day 4, we're going to talk about your business, your coaching business, and what is involved in your coaching business, setting your coaching business up. Who is the market? Where is that market that is in demand of the goods that you have? God equips you. You have been anointed to do business, right? And God equips you to run your business. If He called you to start something, to do marketplace ministry, He's going to equip you to actually do marketplace ministry. So you're going to get out there in a big way. You're going to learn how to do that. You're going to learn how to pray that prayer. God, enlarge my territory. You're going to learn how to expand your reach so that you can reach others globally. Because right now we're in an era where you can actually help people all across the globe. It doesn't have to be limited to where you live, your state, your city, your state, your neighborhood, right? Your country. It doesn't have to be limited to that. So you can get out there in a big way. You know how to build a business dream, the business of your dream. How do you do that, right? You are anointed to do business. If this is what you're called to do, coaching is not a hobby. You are anointed to do business. You're anointed to do ministry. If you are adding this to your ministry, you are anointed to do the job in your professional career as an executive coach or as a team coach, a team leader coach. You are anointed to do it. So you don't back down from that. Be confident in that, knowing that when you declare right up front what your unique gifts are and your strengths are, that you've already positioned yourself to enlarge your territory. You're going to learn how to monetize your message, right? You're going to learn how to take to look at what you have and say, what is it that has extreme value here that I can actually monetize this, and people are willing to pay for this knowledge, for this information, so that they can actually move forward in life. And so that's what we're doing on day number 4. So again, it's 4 days that we're spending together. What's your investment for the 4-day Life Coach Virtual Intensive? It's only $97 if you register before August the 23rd. That's this coming Sunday. After that, it goes to $197. So $97 to learn about life coaching, to learn some basic principles and concepts of it. This is not going to be fluff. This is not going to be watered down. This is actually going to be a training that you're going to go through. So a lot of times people do these types of virtual events, and of course, they are teaching you something and they go through something and they spend a lot of time filibustering around and ad-libbing and 40 minutes on the intro and all that kind of stuff. And it's all good if that's the way they do it, great. For me, I get right into it. So when you make that investment, I'm literally going to train you. I'm literally going to teach you what it is that you need to know. There'll be a special guest or two that's going to come on and talk about different things or share their testimony about how it's working for them, that kind of thing. But when I say training, that's exactly what I mean. I mean training. I'm not letting you pay $97 just for information. You're going to go through the process of being trained. And then, of course, from there, you'll make a decision to continue on. But it'll be 4 days of Life Coach Virtual Intensive. It is intense, everybody. Let me be super clear about that. Whenever you sign up for an intensive, it really is intense. So you have to make sure that you schedule the time for the intensive. It's going to be from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Time. It's for on the second day, of course, it's not that long, but you will have 3 days that are 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. So you have to make sure that you make time for that you schedule that. Intensives are always like that. It's all day. Why? Because you're condensing something that probably would have been taught over several weeks into into 2 or 3 days, and so it has to be long, but it doesn't seem long when you're in it. So if you decide to join me for this, make a commitment to actually get in to get involved and to participate and to be engaged in the process. I guarantee you, after the first day, you will be blessed after the first day, and you will be empowered, and you'll be really, really ready to just say, yes, I want to do this. So 4 days, block 4 days off. It's going to be August 26th through the 29th. Your investment for the general registration is $97. You're going to get 4-day access to all general sessions. You're going to have access to the recordings for 90 days. You're going to get the Diamond Coaching Academy's intensive action plan and workbook. You could take notes on your own, but I like to give you a map or a plan or a workbook, something that you can follow along with me so that you can have the worksheets and do the exercises. You have access to the private Facebook community for those who attend. Remember, after the 23rd, it is $197 after that. There's also a VIP registration, a Diamond VIP registration for $297. For the $297, you're going to get a 4-day access to all general sessions. You get access to the recordings for 6 months. You get the Diamond Coaching Academy intensive, the workbook and the action plan. You get to be a part of the Facebook community. What's a little different for the Diamond VIP registration is you're going to get one VIP session with me and some special guests during this virtual intensive. So when we take a break, then there'll be a private session that you'll go into where you actually can ask me questions and talk to me away from the group, so that you can maybe you have questions or you have some concerns that you don't want made known in the overall intensive group. You'll get a private session with me during one of the break times. You actually will come on and have a private session with me, and then you get 4 weekly accountability sessions with me, right? And so if for me, if for a coaching session, for a 1-hour coaching session with me is roughly $195. So if you think about this and you think about paying the $297 and you look for 4 weeks of it, you're getting 4 weekly accountability sessions with me. Do the math. If you paid $195 for 4 sessions, how much would that cost you? So the Diamond VIP registration is worth it. It's going to be $397 after August 23rd. This is a great investment. Do the VIP if you really want to try your hand at this thing. This is the investment that you want to make. It will be worth it. You will be empowered. And I'm not just trying to sell it to you because it's the highest one. I'm talking to you about making an investment in yourself so you can discover if this is what you want to do, or at least discover that you can do this, right? And you can do it with where you are right now, with the knowledge that you have, with the skills and abilities that you have. So even if after this intensive, you don't go a step further, you still will have enough to get started with right now where you are, doing exactly what you want to do with coaching after this 4-day intensive. Right, so please consider that. So again, it's August the 26th through the 29th. I am the host for you. I'm Ginger London. The host for is 4 days live. This is not a pre-recorded thing that you're going to watch. It's live. It is a live virtual event. It's going to be on Zoom. And so we're going to have interaction. There'll be chat rooms where you can post comments. You can come on live with your questions. There probably will be like a video presentation for you to learn something, but virtually this thing is live, right? This is going to be live. So I want to encourage you to register for this. So thank you everybody for joining me on this morning and actually coming on to learn a little bit more about this life coach intensive training. So I'm excited that you joined me on this morning, and I'm looking forward to actually working with you. I don't want you to miss this opportunity. You're gifted. You're talented. Some of you have been on your jobs and on your careers for years and never realized that the information that's on the inside of you, the knowledge that you have, you can actually monetize it. And you can help someone else become good at and better at doing the exact same thing that you're doing. You can be executive. You can be a manager. for a company, and there are people who are just starting as managers who are looking for people to mentor them and coach them, and guide them through being or becoming a really good manager, right? If you're in sales, people who are in sales are looking for sales coaches to help them close the deal. How do I engage? How do I start this sales process? And in starting the sales process, what steps do I take? And then how do I come on the outside having closed that deal? So people actually are paying for sales coaches. If you are um, helping people with addiction recovery, or helping them in relationships and marriages, or single women, or if you're helping single moms, it doesn't matter what the category is. People are looking for someone to help them. And during these times that we live in right now, this is a great opportunity for you to step forward and step up to the plate, and position yourself to become equipped and empowered to help people to do it, to move forward and do exactly what it is they want to do in life, and to move forward from these challenging times. People need a push to move forward. No one should be taken aback by this. I understand people have lost loved ones and all those things I'm talking about in their career, I'm talking about in everyday life. Those who may not have suffered those kinds of losses. I talked to someone the other day, and they were talking about, when we went on, the stay home order, how they fell to pieces because they couldn't go to work. Now, they didn't fall to pieces because they didn't have any money coming in because, of course, of the unemployment, but it fell to pieces because they couldn't go to work, right? They couldn't go to their job. They didn't even make it. They didn't say it was even about finances or, economics. It wasn't an economic reason. It was, I couldn't go to my job, and fell to pieces to the point of almost falling into a state of depression from that. See, that's why it's important on that first day, we're going to do the work on you, right? If you're not at your job, if you're not in your business one day, if you got to stay home for whatever reason, you shouldn't be falling apart because you couldn't go to work that day, right? Or you couldn't go to work for 2 weeks. You shouldn't fall into a state of depression, or close to a state of depression because you couldn't go to work. I know it's going to happen. That's why we need you and your gift, because a lot of people have probably fallen prey to going into that depressed state because they could not go to work, could not, they didn't have that interaction with other people. And so, for whatever reason, they succumb to depression. That's why we need your gift. We need your abilities. We need your smarts, your knowledge. We need everything that you have that you can give to people so they can move forward in this process. The world needs you. We need you to step up to the plate and become that person, that change agent that people are looking for to help them through the transformation process. So I encourage you, once again, please join me in the link, or in this post should be a link to the page where you can actually go and register for the Diamond Coach Life Coach Intensive. You could also go to gingerlondon.com, and it's on the homepage. You click the graphics and it'll take you to the registration page. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining me this morning, and I look forward to seeing you and talking with you in the Diamond Coach Intensive, and all throughout the day. You'll see me come on talking about the Diamond Coach Life Coach Intensive, and giving some more information about it, and maybe talking to people who've gone through an intensive. So throughout the day, look for me to go live again, to give you some more information about it, and to just share some insights into this coaching profession, and how you can bridge it to what you're doing right now, whether you're in ministry, whether you're in your career, or whether you're launching something, brand new. And so how can you use it for what you're doing in the earth today? So everyone, thank you so much. Have a great and awesome morning. God bless you, everybody. Take care. I'll see you later today.